This is my review, a 1-year review of the Intex portable spas, the inflatable ones. This is the 4-person one. I've used this for 1 year in kind of a northern climate. I'm in Vancouver, BC, so above Washington State. I would say this is Northern California, Oregon, Washington, BC, that kind of climate. So I'm not talking like crazy cold for long periods of time, but we certainly get below freezing, well below freezing. I've shown another video how I made this custom insulation, which helped a lot. So I'll get into the pros of this spa. I would say number one, durability. Let me just take off the cover and show you how it looks. So the spa has shown to keep its temperature with the extra insulation. It's had no problem keeping it 102, 103. That's where I like to keep it. Keeping the water balance has been really easy, has not been too hard. I have a floating chlorine dispenser that helps a lot. Obviously the great price, the initial purchase price. I'm going to show in this video at the end the total consumption for the whole year in kilowatt hours, so you have an idea of what it might cost you if you do add extra insulation, which is very cheap and easy to do. What you can be expected to pay. I think we've enjoyed it immensely. I would say we use it 2 out of every 3 nights. My recommendations would be to do the extra insulation. Then I'm going to show you my floating cover here. Okay, I'll give you a close-up. The floating cover I think is a great idea. So when you come out on a really cold night, say it's 2 below freezing, and you want the spa to stay at 103, you use the floating cover. You just you fold it off halfway, and you sit on the open side, and you let the other half be covered, and that keeps the temperature. It'll stay at 103 the whole time you're in there. As long as you don't turn the jets on. That'll come up in my cons. You definitely want to clean the filters regularly, once every week or once every 2 weeks, and replace them every 3-6 months. I also emptied the spa 2 times or maybe 3 times this year and refilled it up with clean water. That really helps keep it clean and easier to maintain. The longer you let that water sit in there, the harder it becomes to keep the balance and keep the chlorine and everything correct. Okay, so here's the cons. I would say this is not for everyone. In that if you like a hot tub because you like to get in the hot tub and use the jets to massage your back, that kind of thing, then this is not the tub for you. I like to get in a tub and just soak in the warm water. My wife and I, we like that. If you're the kind of person that wants the powerful jets on your back, this is a no-go. Don't waste your money. The jets are, I think, useless. They shouldn't be used. They're just bubbles, and not only do they provide no real massage, but they cool the water temperature immensely. So you could get in and turn the jets on, and within 5 minutes, you've lost 2 or 3 degrees, I think. Like, it's crazy. Because you're pumping cold air from outside into the water, and you're just, the jets are good there actually for adjusting the pH. If your pH is drifting down, throw the jets on for a few minutes, and the pH will come up again, which is nice. Another con would be having to buy extra insulation. If you don't have the extra insulation, I don't think this is a 12-month-a-year spa in my climate. The electricity use would just be insane. I'll show you what I did end up spending at the end of the video, but if you were to do this without the extra insulation, which is cheap and easy to do, don't get me wrong, it's easy to take on and off, that would be not advisable. The other con, and it seems little, but these snaps, having to go around and open the spa with the 6 snaps and close it that's annoying when you're cold and you just got out of the spa and it's -2 out, going around and clipping it back together and then putting your insulation on. It's just annoying. With a traditional spa, if you have the money to buy a real, $8,000 spa, just the cover flips on and off really easily. Is kind of nice. One more minor gripe is when the power goes out, the unit does not turn itself back on. So you're stuck coming out and remembering to turn it back on and turn on the heat so that you don't lose all your temperature. And if the power goes out, and you just don't think about it, you'll come out the next day and your spa will be 10 or 15 degrees colder, which can take a while to get back up to temperature. Okay, so this spa used 3,400 kilowatt hours for the year. 3,400 kilowatt hours. I pay 14 cents a kilowatt hour in Canada, and so that comes out to, on average, $39 a month to run it on electricity. So if having a nice hot tub every couple nights or every night is not worth $39 a month to you, then don't buy it. I don't think that's actually that much higher than a traditional you know, $10,000 spa. I think you'd probably spend 40 bucks a month on electricity with those two. The only reason I get away with that is because I did add the extra insulation. This by itself, with the way it comes, if you were to run it 12 months a year, I think you'd be spending over $100 a month on average for electricity, would be my guess. Now that's at my price. If you're paying 28 cents a kilowatt or something, obviously you need to do the math. It's going to be higher. I pay 14 cents. 3,400 kilowatt hours is what I used with my 2 inches of basically styrofoam insulation. I showed another video how to make, and that's what I got away with. I would definitely say buy this hot tub. If you like soaking in a nice warm tub, this hot tub has been extremely reliable, and I would not hesitate a second to buy it. It was $600 for me, and that was very well spent. And the maintenance is not very much. I think I've already got my use out of it in 1 year, and it looks great. I expect it to last many more years. I would say, I think it'll last at least 5 more years, would be my guess. One other tip I would give is, so what happens with the spa is over the summer, your temperature outside and the sun starts baking it, and you've got the hot water in it. And so what happens is the spa automatically lets air out of the tube, right? It's got a valve where it lets out at a certain pressure. Of course, when you've got a 100-degree day outside, like we had this summer, plus the hot water inside, that is going to expand the air in that tube a lot. It would pop if they didn't let the air out. So they let air out. Okay, now as the fall comes in, all of a sudden you're going to notice that your spa is feeling very soft. Now your temperature's dropping, the water's still hot, but the temperature outside's dropping enough that, like the cover, see the cover's deflating right now? Because the cover's now getting cold. When I put it back on, it'll inflate. So what I did is when I emptied the water in September for my annual refill, or my semi-annual refill, I also re-inflated the tube to a nice hard temperature, you know, as much as it'll inflate. Then put the water in, heat up, and now the tube is rock hard again, and will be all winter until the summer when it gets overheated, in which case I'll have to do that again next September. So if it's feeling like it's losing air, it's probably not got a hole, it's probably not losing air. It's just, it got so hot in the summer that it deflated, and then once the temperatures come down, you'll notice that it deflated. So